Hey everybody, welcome to Cutting the Mustard, episode 3. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts today. Introduce yourselves, maybe?
And
hi, I'm C.
C and
C.
Anthony.
Yeah.
C is
right.
back from overseas, and he's going to share his journey with us in a little bit. We have some news stories, as usual, stuff going on in the world of food, snacks, drinks, and industry drama. And then we have some snack reviews, as always, or as we've done the last 2 times. Not as always, we're still pretty new. At the end, but let us know. We might actually decide to take a break from reviews, or at least pace them out a little bit more, because we're like tearing through all these new snacks out, and we need to give ourselves a little bit of a break. But we're thinking of new segments to replace in the interim. So we'll do snacks maybe every other episode, or reviews every other episode, and have something in its place going forward for the ones in between. If you guys have any ideas, let us know. Share your thoughts with us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or TikTok, Cutting the Mustard. Search us up, follow us there, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, my brother actually gave an idea. So a lot of people will probably already know this if you've seen Rhett and Link's Good Mythical Morning, but he said something along the lines of, like, bringing out different companies of the same stuff. The example I'll probably use is like either a hamburger, the different Girl Scout cookies, all that stuff. And then we would probably, blindfold ourselves and, try to guess where they're from, rank them, all that stuff. So that's what he suggested. And he even said that he might even want to join in as a guest star, but we shall see. I had a couple people who asked to be guests.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've already gotten a lot of people that want to join to be guests, so we might start including some people into the fold here and there, at least for maybe a segment or two. Every now and then. Yeah. So to get us started, C is obviously back from overseas. He updated us with some of his good eats from across the pond.
Hell yeah.
You want to share some of your stories with us?
I do. So first and foremost, if you're following our Instagram page and Facebook page, I actually did like photo dumps, only because I didn't want to spam the account. But I had a lot of Portugal signature.
Not the only kind of dumps, I bet.
Okay.
We're trying to be family friendly over here, and
everybody poops. That's like the first thing you read.
Spam.
Spam. No. So actually close enough to spam. One of the signature dishes that I actually tried, not necessarily the biggest fan of, but for all my Portuguese viewers out there, I actually had a francesinha, which in translation means a little French lady. I guess the closest thing to, what most people would know is probably like what's the thing called? The croque madame or something? I think I'm saying it right. Yeah. It's probably the closest thing, but
okay.
I said in my post that it would make like anyone's any meat lover's dream come to reality, because this thing is just packed with like beef, sausage, and all that stuff, and then on top of it with cheese and egg, and usually paired with fries. So I'm not usually the biggest fan of it, but the one I had was delicious.
It looked
obviously good. Portugal.
It does sound really good.
It is. And for those that are in New Jersey, Newark has one of the better ones. I also had some prawns. They were delicious. Ooh. I had a different type of sausage. Over there is kind of interesting with how they deal with some of their like handheld foods. So,
meaning like presentation.
So how over here we're very prominent with using like our hands to eat like a hamburger stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So in Portugal, they actually sub out the bread and instead put it on a plate and pair it with, fries and rice, because, why not? Carbs. Fish. Now, I think my co-hosts will be a little bit upset with me, but I had sardines without them. and we all love.
Excuse me.
See,
I knew. But the sardines were okay. I still feel like the ones that we get here are a little bit better. But then again, it could have been just an off-season thing.
Well, how were the sardines made? I think that's the make or break.
That's a pretty.
They looked like they were grilled, much like how we like it, but it didn't have that barbecue flavoring to it.
So like a gas grill situation, not like a smoky.
I feel like they did it in an open flame, but the thing is, I didn't get to see how it was made because we usually ate outside since the weather was pretty nice. But a lot of the places, because Portugal is really big into their own style of barbecue, but I don't know, it just didn't seem as good as like the ones that usually how like we make it at home, or
just like a little
Portugal Day's coming
grill.
up soon. Like the Portuguese Fest makes really good versions of them. And then, of course, me being a fatty, I had dessert either once or twice each day. And
how do you don't remember?
5 times.
Sugar coma?
He's underselling it, I think.
Probably.
Listen. I'm pretty sure I became diabetic over there. Maybe.
How many pastéis did you have?
You know what? I only had one.
Don't say none. Okay.
I had one. And I'm still sad because I wanted to try, because you guys remember Portugal last year was rated number 1 and number 2 of the best pastries of the world. And the first one was...
Specific pastries or just the...
Yes. No. One was pistachio nata, which is what we have. We've shortened it down to natas, which is just a custard cup. It's delicious.
It's not just a custard cup.
Made famous by Poor Things.
Listen.
Film last year. She ate a lot of those in that movie.
Oh, she did. Yeah. Also, Binging with Babish, he also made his own. He says it's a very, very delicate process because the crust is hard to make. But
I was going to try to make it, and I was discouraged. So
very flaky.
Yes. But their region variant is Pastéis de Belém, which apparently, once again, is a supposedly better little custard cup. I have yet to have one. I had the chance to get one, but unfortunately the shop closed down and the only other shop was in Lisbon, and the line was like hours long. So they're
just smaller, or like,
I have no idea, because when I Googled it the first time, they look almost identical. So it has to be a taste thing. But it was good. And then, I mean, I had other desserts. So one of them was like nata de Sil, translation, the cream from heaven, or heavenly cream. It's like how my co-hosts would have a dessert called sawdust or serradura. Delicious, fantastic. By the way. It's fantastic. So, and it just add an extra custard on top of it. So once again, like, it's good. Just make it a little bit better.
Well, that's kind of like a parfait deal, yeah?
It is, actually.
Yeah.
And then, once again, I want to make a little mistake. I called Lake Creme similar to creme brulee, but it actually is pretty much our version of creme brulee. I make it where we eat it cold and we put cinnamon on top, and I like that. But I actually had it how it was originally done, which is hot, and they caramelize the top much like creme brulee. It's still good. I'm just used to it being cold, surprisingly, and I don't know. I like it cold.
The cinnamon sounds like a nice addition.
You know, it's an underrated Portuguese dessert, and I don't think they really hype it up as much as they used to. Is ovos moles.
Oh my goodness! I got yelled at.
I don't know if you've ever had that, Anthony.
What is it?
Okay, so they're pastries, but they're very egg forward. They're not super sweet, but they are really good. Despite them,
like just custard.
They're almost
they're
like
not custard.
They're like almost dumplings. They're usually shaped like seashells. They're like kind of. No. These are they're, the color of the outside looks kind of like a dumpling. It's usually a little bit crispier and crunchier, but the inside is like pistage.
Yeah, although not as creamy. They're more
not as creamy.
I don't want to say dry because that sounds wrong, but they're not as creamy, but they're good. They're really good. And no, I didn't have it, and I actually
usually serve cold too. I mean, most of the time I've had them, they usually serve cold.
Cold or like room temperature. Yes, but my dad says they're not as good, and I've had one, and I didn't really care much for it. But no, I didn't have one, even though I was actually in one of the towns, Aveiro, which they're known for it, and I didn't have it.
You got to go back.
Get back on that plane.
I'll probably go back in 2 years.
That's not soon enough.
We should honestly, we should all plan to go.
That would be cool.
Cutting the mustard trip to Portugal.
Oh, there you go.
All right, listen, we're gonna go there, and Anthony's not going to leave.
How would you say cutting the mustard in Portuguese?
I don't know, but I was trying to think.
I knew mustard is like
cortar the mustard.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. We'll just wear shirts and have it Portuguese, and have the mustard guys wearing like, I don't know. Portugal doesn't really have. I guess they could wear the outfits, the dancing.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
That'd be pretty funny.
Maybe we can get somebody to rock a mustard mascot like costume.
What is this budget?
Yeah, we have a full food channel budget overseas with the crew,
buying costumes and transporting people.
Hey, if you want to see us take a full trip with a full production to Portugal, please start subscribing. At least tens of thousands. So
and every view counts. Trip. Whether it's on here, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I don't know maybe about Facebook, but TikTok definitely.
No, it's all part of it.
All right, so give us at the end of your trip, what was the favorite? What is your favorite thing that you ate there? Yeah, top 3.
Okay, top 3 dishes. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go with the desserts because I gotta separate them.
That's fine.
Shit, this is gonna be tough. Okay, so I'm gonna say number 1 was probably the natas de sal. I think that one was my favorite of all the ones I had. And then it was the regular nata. Because I'm not counting the Oreo cheesecake I had or the brownie because I can get those here.
And I would Portugal specific.
I'd say the late creme would be 3rd, only because, like I said, I like it. I like to eat it cold. I don't know why. It to me makes more sense, but that's that.
I like it cold too.
The one that I didn't like, and ironically enough, because I am known for loving my sweets, was actually it's called baba de camelo, which means camel drool. And I kid you not, it was uber sweet to the point where like I didn't actually want to finish it. I gave it to my mom, my dad, and my uncle, and they were like, "Yeah, this was too much." So condensed milk, they boil it to make it more caramelly. And listen, most of the desserts I had were not actual sweet because in Europe they don't use as much sugar, and that honestly makes a whole lot of sense. But in this case, it was just too much.
But it's just that? It's just like...
I'm pretty sure there's a couple other... They also, do crushed crackers and put it underneath, and I'm pretty sure they do something to make it a little more thick. So they put some type of thickener in it. Dishes-wise, I'm going to say the prawns were definitely my favorite because they were delicious.
Was that just straight up, or they do a sauce, or...
They were covered in. They were in a sauce, and they were paired with fries. I had so many fries, but
you can't have
I don't think people realize how much of a staple is in Portugal fries. How much of a staple fries are in Portugal as a part of almost every meal. People think fries are such an American thing, but in Portugal they will triple down on the French fries. It's kind of insane.
I will tell you this much. I had more McDonald's and Burger King over in Portugal than I've had in the last 5 years here in the States because, one, I don't like McDonald's, and I'm not really a huge fan of Burger King. But holy crap, do my cousins love McDonald's and Burger King. To me, they taste the same. I don't care what anyone says that Europe has healthier ingredients. No, they both taste like garbage.
It's not markedly better in any way? Is the quality any better?
No. No. Even the ice cream. The only thing that was markedly better is that the ice cream machine was actually working. Which, by the way,
they don't run that
topic or on
not
topic,
under mob control.
I guess. I mean, on topic with McDonald's, I did go to the quote unquote fanciest or nicest McDonald's of the world, and I can explain this in the best way possible. The outside looks like something straight out of the 1940s, like World War II era, with like a gray building with like an eagle, and in the slight back of the McDonald's it says Imperial. But when you go inside, it's so bright and colorful and has so many mosaics. It's like a completely different world.
Like traditional, like Ronald.
No, traditional because originally that McDonald's used to be a cafe known as Cafe Imperial, and then it just became what I call Imperial McDonald's.
Imperial McDonald's.
Kind of terrifying. Sounds wonderful.
You know. Unfortunately, I saw that you missed by like a couple days. Another Joey from The Bachelor was in Portugal like a couple days after you were with his new wife.
Apparently, Taylor Swift was there when I was there.
Yeah, she did her Portugal. You were there. You know, you were passing so many big players in the night. It's kind of crazy.
Fun fact: my mom was telling me about how so many people went to go see Taylor Swift because her tickets were like $50 or euros. So in other words, like $60, $65 compared to over here where people told me they paid like $800.
I don't think they were being screwed by Ticketmaster over there, probably. So that's probably why.
It's the fact that
they don't have a reasonable price on the globe.
Listen,
I don't know. There might be other local distributor people. I don't know.
That's nice. I wonder what that's like.
I couldn't tell you.
Apparently, they just had a huge data leak too, so that's fun. But that's not what this podcast is about.
No, but in short, definitely go visit Portugal at least once in your life. It's very beautiful. The people are very friendly, and they've definitely improved a lot. Because the last time I went was 7 years ago. They have, a much better system. They started adding highways, and because I remember my mom's telling me that 10 years ago, it would take us like a couple of hours to go to where we are to some location. Now, to this day and age, it takes maybe like an hour, maybe a little less.
I mean, it's become such a tourist spot, like one of the hot tourist spots in Europe. It's the shorter flight from like New York and the East Coast of the United States. So a lot of people just opt to go to Portugal now just because they could say they went to Europe for a lot cheaper than going to like England or somewhere like Italy or somewhere more in inner Europe. Portugal's, you would think it's all right easier to get to than a lot of those other ones.
Now,
and a lot of people are moving there because the real estate is fairly cheap.
It is. And speaking of that, now this may piss off a couple of people, but I went to Barcelona as well, and very lovely city, but it is too overpriced for what it's worth. I'm sorry.
You mean
the food variety over there was kind of like disappointing, in my opinion. Apart from the Dunkin' Donuts that I went there, that was a different story. But
what a ham!
Oh shit, man! Ham, pork. They love pork over there, and it's not good for someone like me who doesn't.
They closed the Lost Bar, which is a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah,
the Lost Bar.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, Barcelona, very beautiful, but I don't know if I would ever go back to it.
I think to really experience Barcelona, you need to have the funds.
Tell me about it. One night I spent $300 at a hotel, and then for a restaurant, yeah. And then for the food, I spent close to $240 for 4 people, and the food was not that great. It wasn't great, and not to mention, like, I try not to be this kind of person, but like, we spent a whole hour and we asked the waiter 4 times for the check that we were considering bouncing, and I don't like that. I like to, pay our servers. I like to even tip a little more than 20% for the most part, but like, it was just not a great experience.
What do you give the city Barcelona out of 5? 2
out of 5.
The beach was nice. Shots fired. How about the architecture?
Shots fired.
I mean, it's not that.
Now let's wait for
I'll tell you much. The architecture, I would give it a 4.5. I saw the Sagrada Familia outside because it was very expensive for what it was worth. I went to Park Rel.
It's not
very
good,
nice. Right? Listen, everything was under construction. I'm 100% sure they're planning for the summer vacation people.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no,
the architecture is very lovely. I'm not going to disagree with that, but it's just, as my brother put it, it's a tourist trap, and it was just too expensive.
Well, you need to walk to see those things, yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Unless you have any closing thoughts, we'll jump over to the news. But
also, I mean, I get it. We're a food podcast, but Portugal, I want to say this, that despite it being a very small country, it has a lot to offer. I went to a place that was kind of like a miniature version of Venice. I also, you know how like France has the lock fence or the lock bridge? They have multiple bridges, but they use ribbons instead so that, you know, the structure doesn't become compromised.
Because of the weight of the locks?
Yeah, and also for like Japan, I went to a bookstore.
Yes.
I was told it was a library, but it's a bookstore where they inspired part of Harry Potter, which was the staircase. Mm-hmm. And also, another fun fact: the uniforms from Harry Potter aren't English inspired, but in fact Portuguese inspired. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Miss Rowling. I mean, she used to be married to a Portuguese guy. I think she spent a lot of time there when she was kind of writing HP back when, in the 90s.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff does come from Portugal.
Well, she's dead to a lot of people.
Figuratively, yeah, for sure.
Always.
Yeah, but that's a whole different topic that we're not going to get into. But closing thoughts, Portugal's very nice. I definitely recommend at least a visit once in your life. And I do recommend the food there.
Visit Portugal.com, not sponsored. All right. We're going to get into the news now. So our first story of the evening, there has been a one-uppance in the world of carbonated beverages. That's right. Dr. Pepper has overtaken Pepsi as the number 2 soda in the United States. So officially in the number 2 position, Pepsi was in it for a long time. Coke is still far, far above everybody else because I think the United States runs on just Coca-Cola. But Dr. Pepper is slowly climbing the ranks, which is not surprising to me because I know lots of people whose main soda is Dr. Pepper, their main choice. So what did you guys think of this news?
You know what? Good for them because I love Dr. Pepper. As much as between Coke and Pepsi, I prefer Pepsi. No, Dr. Pepper is the best drink, top tier, best soft drink.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter what side of the Pepsi Coke debate you're on. I think everybody meets at Dr. Pepper, no matter who you are. Because I love Dr. Pepper. I'm definitely on the Coke side, but I'll have a Dr. Pepper any day of the week.
I also think that Coke's still number 1 because of marketing. Let's be realistic, because like Coke really is good with their marketing strategies.
Hell yeah!
I know that Dr. Pepper is taking a page out of Wendy's and being a little unhinged, and I'm here for it. But give it some time; it'll start getting closer and closer. But I don't know.
I think Coke is has that legacy, but Dr. Pepper's getting there. I think Keurig owns Dr. Pepper now. I think they're kind of in their own in a league of their own, and they're not playing that war between Pepsi and Coke, and they're just climbing.
If history serves right, I'm pretty sure Dr. Pepper was actually the first cola between the 3 by only a couple of years, and then Coke came in. I know, I'm almost positive Dr. Pepper came in.
I thought Pepsi was first, but you might be right.
I'm not sure.
Is Dr. Pepper a cola? I don't think that's fair.
I mean,
it's more
let's see. We're gonna do some research.
Beer, I would say.
All right, I'll look up Dr. Pepper. It was created in the 1880s.
Right. I swore Pepsi was first, but I could be wrong.
I think it is. I think it just is Coke. I think it is Coke. Let's see.
So, the name Dr. Pepper came in 1904, but it was started in the 1880s as
right.
What was it called? I want to say it was called like Adams or something.
I mean, Coca-Cola also started in the 1880s.
Oh, did it?
I'm not seeing a clear answer. Seems like everybody has their own version of who was first.
Interesting.
Well, yeah. Oh no, Pepsi was like 1893, so I guess it's all kind of hovering around that area.
It looks like Schweppes was really the first soda.
Nah.
All my homies love
Ginger ales were the first soda, and Werner's was 1866. Schweppes was 1700s, 1780s.
So Dr. Pepper came out 1 year before Coca-Cola. So 1885, Coca-Cola was 1886.
I'm getting 1893 for Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1886 for Coca-Cola.
Huh.
And
I don't know. There seems to be a lot of conflicting information.
In that window.
Yeah, they also said that it's been ruled out not a cola, even though it's kind of similar to one. But it's also it's not a root beer, and it's not a fruit drink either, or fruit flavored soft drink. Which
what kind of nonsense are they pulling? What is it supposed to be then? If it's not
whatever 23. I mean, it obviously tastes like a cherry kind of thing.
I know there's plum or prune. There's prune in there.
Some kind of berry, yeah.
I don't know. I would say it's.
I don't know.
I'd say it would be a fruit flavored drink because it tastes like cherry.
That's what I would. Yeah, it's like a cherry, spicy. Yeah.
Yeah. But yay for them for coming in second.
Yeah, we'll see if they continue to climb the charts. I mean, Coca-Cola is like an institution in the United States, but I know it'd be a surprise. But people probably would have said the same thing about Pepsi, and here we are.
Here we are. The Pepsi's falling off, though. Pepsi's getting weird with it.
It is. As much as I like Pepsi, I like... Well, nowadays I've been drinking Coke Zero more often because I just like the flavor profile, unless it's wild cherry Pepsi. That still is top. But...
Yeah, Pepsi is hitting and missing with the flavors, really. Like, the mango is pretty good, but then everything else is kind of like, what are you doing?
Do you think it's because they're not able to... They're not able to compete with the regular cola flavor with Coke, so they're trying the other flavors.
Yeah, I don't know. Coca-Cola's weird.
I'll just say this: Coke with the cherry vanilla is still like one of the greatest mashups ever. So,
yeah,
even just vanilla alone, that alone was fine.
It is. I don't know. Like, there's something about mixing fruit with vanilla that makes it so much better. And I don't know if Pepsi's really done that. Like I said, the Pepsi Wild Cherry or Pepsi Cherry, whatever it is good. Like that's my go-to if it's available. But throw in a little bit of vanilla and then maybe
they had vanilla for a second. You don't see it as much
back in the vanilla era where everything had a vanilla flavor, like 15 years ago. Everything vanilla.
No.
All right, let's jump on to our next story. This is a fun one, kind of silly. Let me know if you guys have seen this. Let's see. The Queen of Country herself, Dolly Parton, has her own slate of Southern sweets. She has her own donut collection at Krispy Kreme. One is Dolly Dazzler donut. It's just a glazed donut dipped in strawberry icing with gold, pink, and white glitter sprinkles, and signature chocolate Dolly butterfly piece. So I guess it's this pink one. Pretty cute.
Makes sense.
Cute. Yeah. Then we have Peachy Keen Cobbler donut, which that's the one that piqued my interest. An unglazed donut filled with real peach filling, dipped in the brown sugar icing and crunchy cobbler topping. Which I guess
that's the one with
one on the left here.
The crumbly things on top.
Yeah. Then we have banana pudding pie, which also sounds good. An unglazed donut filled with banana pudding made with wafers and banana pudding cream dipped in yellow icing with white icing swirls and wafer cookie pieces. So that's the one at the top right here. And then finally, we have chocolate cream pie, an original glazed registered trademark donut topped with a swirl of chocolate brown cream and vanilla whipped topping sprinkled with chocolate cookie crumble. honestly, these all sound pretty good.
They really do.
They do, but here's my thing.
mouth is watering.
Taste unseen, though, the chocolate seems like a missed opportunity. I feel like a filling would have made more of a... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the aesthetics of how Krispy Kreme looks. It looks too plasticky. And then also, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I prefer the donuts over at Dunkin' Donuts or any other franchise or...
Oh my god, you're both
family thing.
I mean, I don't mind Krispy Kreme, but I want stuff like the Speechy King Cobbler, which that Dunkin' doesn't usually do stuff like this. I mean, they have the watermelon.
They do some
now,
weird stuff,
but this is the kind of stuff that would pull me over to the Krispy Kreme side. Some of their other kind of usual stuff looks, like kind of like synthetic. But when they do stuff like this that has like real fruit filling, then you're kind of buying me back a little bit. But I don't know. These sound good. I think I might try to pick up some of this Peach King Cobbler. I think they're available in some locations. You could go on krispykreme.com/promo/dolly to find a location that has it near you.
And then tell us, are you Team Krispy Kreme or Team Dunkin' or Team whoever else?
I'm Team whatever's good.
I mean, fair. I mean...
That's not an argument, though.
Listen. I'm spoiled. I got many Dunkin' Donuts by me, but then again, there's like a Dunkin' Donuts in every corner. But there's a glazed donuts by where I live, and I'll tell you this much, top tier.
Nothing beats the actual real donut places.
I don't think you guys ever had, but whenever you guys come through here, I'll take you guys there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Did we didn't go there? I thought we went there for something. I don't know.
Nope, never got to it.
No, we don't really get donuts together.
Wow.
We should get a donut together.
We should.
All right, so let us know if you guys are trying or if you have tried one of the Dolly Donuts at Krispy Kreme. Let us know. We're curious. All right. Moving right along, we're going to hit our next news story here. We went from no news to a lot of news. So
there's a lot going on.
Here, some sad news. Super Size Me director Morgan Spurlock has passed away at the age of 53. I watched Super Size Me way back in the day. I probably saw it a couple times, actually, because they used to play it in school for some reason. So what do you guys think of this news? I think he passed away from maybe
cancers.
Maybe cancer. Yeah. So
what a shame. Was that real science though? Like, was that any sort of valid?
I think it was more just experiment.
Okay, that's kind of the
honestly the only thing that will always stick to me was that I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and one of my players told me about how, like, he went into a deep dive about how to find Osama bin Laden, and actually was accurate years before we got him.
Do you think the burgers help?
I have no idea. I didn't look into it, but like I still find that to be a very interesting subject.
He also did Super Size Me too, but I didn't. No, I didn't see it.
Wait, they made a sequel?
Yeah, he did something with chicken, I think.
Yeah, it's called Super Size Me 2 Holy Chicken.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
In 2017. Huh.
So I'm guessing it's the same thing, but like all of the chicken items at McDonald's, which is what, 4
I guess.
Interesting.
And also he had a lot of other kind of abuse allegations, stuff like that. So very weird kind of life this guy led, but Super Size Me was kind of a big deal at the time, so we thought we'd touch on that.
Well, it follows suit on other like shock documentaries like Fahrenheit 9/11 with Michael Moore.
Yeah, that was kind of that era. All right. On to our next story. We have 2 more here. This one is kind of silly. I don't know if you guys have ever had one of these during their first run, but
no,
Subway's footlong cookies are finally returning after massive demand. I don't know who's demanding
meaning, didn't they announce this like 3 months ago?
Well, I don't know. This was published May 29th of this year.
So they had a soft launch in select cities across the states, and then I think like a week later they made it more nationwide. I am still hesitant as a cookie guy. Like, I feel like it's not going to be as good as it looks. But like, I'm seeing videos where people were like, cut it in half, put some vanilla ice cream in between, and eat it.
Yeah, but if you're making the effort to change the whole thing, not change the whole thing, but the vanilla ice cream, like, I mean, if you have to do something to it, how good could it be?
I don't know. I think I said in one of the other episodes, I had the foot-long pretzel, and it's just a pretzel. So, like, if you like pretzels, it's good.
Was it a good pretzel, though?
I thought so.
Ooh, I would have gotten a foot-long pretzel.
What was the other thing? Wasn't there another foot-long thing?
Churro.
Right. That seems weird to me, too.
Well, I mean, a lot of people love their fried dough with sugar.
Oh, no, I like a churro, for sure. But aren't churros that big anyway? Like, Subway.
I mean, technically.
They
usually just cut it up into smaller pieces because, like, depending on, like, where you go, they either make it straight like a churro or they make it into, like, a spiral, like, I guess funnel cake.
Yeah, it's a similar construction. I would try the cookie, but it seems kind of menacing.
Well, apparently it's available now. It was available officially on May 29th.
I don't know where a Subway is, though, near this area.
Honestly, what about the main street?
North Arlington?
Yeah, I was going to say North Arlington. I think they have one by you.
That's not there
That's
anymore?
way gone. No,
That's gone?
Right. I forgot that's gone.
Yeah, it's Bagels or something.
That's right. Okay.
I'm going to see where's the closest one to me because, like, I don't think there is one.
I think there is.
I'm sure there is one somewhere, but like I can't think of like where.
You know what? Yeah, there's. Okay, you know what? There's also the one at the Walmart by me, but there's one in town next door.
Okay, like in the Walmart.
Yeah, the Walmart that I normally go to, they have a built-in Subway. I don't know if all Walmarts do, but mine does.
No, you know what? I think. I'd have to check. I don't really know. It sounds familiar.
Well, if you do decide to get one, make sure you do a video so we could share it with everybody.
Yeah, let us know.
They can see it in the flesh.
How about we all just try it together? Because, like, I don't know if I want to tackle one of those things on by myself.
This man wants me to die.
We need the content, Carlos.
All right. If we get 100 views, I will eat a whole foot long by myself.
Yes, all right. We need some good call to action. 100 views, he will eat the whole foot long cookie on camera.
On camera.
And then you could donate to his hospital bills when he,
just don't tell my doctor.
Has to get his foot amputated.
He will probably kill me.
That's going to happen first?
Huh?
I thought maybe a bypass, but I guess they could take his foot. That's fine.
Oh, shit.
Diabetes. All right.
I'm coming to see you.
We're gonna do our last story for today, and this one's gotten the internet kind of up in a blaze. Everybody's arguing, mostly arguing at the fast food companies, and not each other, which is nice to see. So this comes to us from Fast Company. Fast food is a luxury now, but McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King are offering ultra treat deals to win you back after pushing the price way up for probably no good reason and reporting big profits quarter over quarter. But we're gonna give you cheap meals back because we're cool and we're real nice. But yeah, now fast food has become a luxury. Go to McDonald's, instead of paying $12 for a meal, you're paying close to 20, which is what you would get at somewhere that has higher quality food, like maybe a Five Guys or Shake Shack.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of places like McDonald's becoming a luxury?
It's just corporate greed.
At this point, I'd rather just stop going to fast food places.
And like
I'd rather pay an extra $5 and go to a sit down like chain restaurant.
Yeah, that and like none of it's any better or healthier. You're just like it was already a problem being cheap because it's affordable for people who can't afford other things. So that's not great. And now you're making that like
that was kind of my thought of it. It's like, okay, there was a whole obesity epidemic because this food was so cheap that it was easy to get, and people were getting it because it was affordable, and they would eat it several times a week, and then that was causing health issues. But at this point, your healthy foods are cheaper than your fast foods, which is bizarre to me. I get a whole big thing of kale and some cucumbers and tomatoes for $20, and it makes lunches for the whole week. Meanwhile, you're gonna get maybe a sandwich the size of your palm, some fries, and a oversized Coke for $20, and
that's it.
That's it.
And none of that like transfers. You can't like save that for a week. It'll be there, but it's not going to be good or as good as it was, out of the microwave.
Which is why I would rather go to a sit-down restaurant, much like an Applebee's, Outback, or before they all closed down, a Red Lobster. But you can always eat half of it and take the other half home and have another meal for another day.
Yeah, but is that what anybody would actually do if they're going to Burger King or McDonald's?
No, that's places? The thing. You just said it. Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, those are single-serving places, unless, you're going to go crazy and find a freaking Wendy's chicken nugget bucket.
You gotta let it go, man.
I'm not going to let it go. That was
They've expanded it. When we find it, we'll find it, and we'll have a bowl.
But they, even those deals they offer, like, unless you have so many people right immediately, like, it doesn't even pay to get, like, the 6, whatever it is, with the drink and the...
That's what I mean. I just don't understand. I mean, the angle here, it's like, is it just greed up to a point where people realize what they were doing, and now people are making the decision not to go and pay these prices for something that was $13
you're talking about
pre-pandemic?
Because like there's the convenience of it for people. I could see if you're traveling or whatever, like sometimes those are the only options.
Sure.
So like I guess whatever you're gonna, but it's not right.
Part of the reason why I did have it a lot at Portugal was because it was the only thing that was open that late.
Yeah, so they get that market too because everybody closes at like 10.
I mean,
or 9?
and then they had this. They were trying to push that surge pricing model again a couple months ago, which I think backfired too. Like,
that was some bullshit right there. But come to think of it, why are we paying like $20 for fast food when we can go to I went to a diner today and I had a chicken salad sandwich for $10.
Yes. Not everybody has the diner culture we have, but you're absolutely right.
I mean, that is true. We are spoiled because New Jersey is one of the states known for their diners. Guy Fieri, come visit us again. But no, like for real, like I had a chicken salad sandwich plus a stack of fries for $10. I could have really asked for a drink that was probably an extra $2.50, $3, and it's still cheaper than going to one of these places. And quite frankly, hasn't happened lately, but I remember when I used to have Burger King, I stopped going because I actually got sick twice in a row, and I was just like, I can't be eating this stuff if it's making me physically ill.
Yeah, it's not good for you. And so it's not good for you. It's that they're taking away it's still convenient, but they're taking away the cost effectiveness of it. And now they're trying to like pander and win people back after making things almost $10 more than what they were a couple of years ago. I just don't understand what the angle is. It's kind of insane to me.
Everything is money.
It's like we would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you people that are considerate of how you're spending your money. Like that's how it feels. That's how it feels to me. It's like, we were so close, but now they got smart and they caught us, and now we're going to try to sell them back what it cost a couple of years ago. But we're going to sell them even smaller portions.
But on what planet does that model work for anything? Oh, it's 5:30 and more people are here. Now you're going to pay $20 for
just the surge pricing, which I don't think even happened. But this is
no, but
the pricing
like,
went up at all.
They definitely have different prices at different times because I went to the same Wendy's at different times and I got the same thing. And at one time I paid, I'm gonna round it, like one was like $13 and the other time it was like $16 or $17.
Was it the same Wendy's or was it a different Wendy's?
No, they were the same.
That some of different locations have different prices, even if they're a couple miles away from each other.
No. I went to the same place.
Privately owned things.
Yeah, that also makes a difference too.
I'll tell you this much: like if I were to go to the one at the mall or any mall, yeah, those are going to be like much higher priced. But no, I went to the same one twice, and it's at different times. One earlier than the other. Like I went once around like lunchtime, and one a little bit after lunchtime. Like lunchtime usually people go between 11 o'clock to like 2 o'clock. I think I had to like maybe around 3 o'clock, and the other one was I want to say around like 1 o'clock.
So again, this is not pointing this at you, but I still don't understand what the difference in the surge pricing is because they have to work a little faster to get your meal. So
I don't know.
They're not paying anybody anymore. They're not.
Also, yeah.
Not to mention, like I went there wasn't that many people anyway. Like I don't know.
It feels like a hustle. Like it's like, and it's become obviously a hustle that they have to even do stuff like this because people wisened up and they're like, "That's enough. Enough is enough. I'm not going to go there and pay $20 for something that used to be $10."
No, you don't need to.
And then I could go down the road to, like you said, you could go to a local place, especially around here. You could go to maybe a smaller chain or a local place, get more for your dollar, even going to the grocery store and spending that money.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're kind of gonna screw themselves over, but they're trying to do this to win some kind of business back. But
I don't know.
People know what you're doing. It seems sleazy.
Well, hold on. This actually kind of reminds me of something that happened with Chipotle. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Keith Lee,
share
the
story.
No, it wasn't my story. I just remember seeing this video because Keith Lee is a very prominent guy in TikTok, and he does food reviews. And generally, he gives positive reviews because he wants to make sure that these family-owned restaurants succeed. And he's made such a good impact on a lot of things, but on occasion he still goes to like some chains, and he went to Chipotle and he went to take a bite of his burrito bowl and he said, "Where's the chicken?" And then after that whole video, a lot of people were saying like, yeah, we weren't getting as much protein. And then they eventually changed it where like, people went in with like their phones and were recording it. So, Chipotle had to backtrack a lot of things, and they were just like, no, let's just give them more so that people didn't have to ask for like double meat or anything, which I don't even know how much it is to get extra protein in there. I know it's like,
could be like $4 or $5.
Yeah, which is probably not a lot, to be quite honest. And in my
but you're already it all depends on how much they're giving you in the first place. Because they were skipping on that
for like a reasonable burrito.
Not gonna lie, like Chipotle, like I hopped on that Chipotle trend back in like the early 2010s, and it was good for a time. But honestly,
and then they had the lettuce problem.
They had to quiet twice.
Yeah,
but no, I prefer other restaurants anyway of the similar kind, like Qdoba and Moe's. In my honest opinion, much better. Last time I had a Chipotle, it was kind of lackluster.
Honestly, this goes back to the story we just did. All these fast food places are skimping out on the stuff, charging more. I've stopped going to these places because it just doesn't seem worth it. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, the convenience is not even worth it. I'd rather just eat something small, on the run than go to Chipotle, get a little bit of beef, pay $20 for a burrito, almost $20. It's kind of absurd. It just unmotivates me to go to these places.
Yeah,
a lot of people feel the same way.
I was gonna say, I just went somewhere over the weekend. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I want to say it was like German Doner. Yeah, German Doner Kebab. And if you're from like the New Jersey, New York area, you guys have probably heard of the food cart and also restaurant Halal Guys. very delicious. I
Pretty popular.
love going to the one in Teterboro because to me that's the best one in New Jersey. But obviously, it does not compete with the street carts in New York City.
No, they're some of the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back there and get some, but something
about the steam coming off the Subway grates and onto the meat that's rotating is.
I don't know. Maybe it just reminds me of the good times I used to go there. Like there were times I used to work back at PetSmart, almost 10 years ago, and I was getting off at like 9, 10 o'clock, and then I would get a text saying like, "Hey, do you want to go into the city and get halal, guys?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I do." And we'd be up in New York City from like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning eating halal, guys. But
waiting on a line, even at that time, to get it.
Oh, hell yeah. And there was a good reason for it. The food was really good. Also, they definitely started cutting back on the spice levels because that red sauce used to be destructive.
Yeah, they would give you as much sauce as you wanted until you broke eye contact, and then they knew to stop. But as long as you maintained eye contact, they would just keep laying on the white sauce or the hot sauce.
Oh, the street carts, you used to be able to, put as much as you want. And I would remember, be careful with the red sauce. It's spicy. Yeah. We heard it all. And then, of course, my first mistake was, I put a lot in it. Oh, man. Where my sinuses cleared for the next week.
Yeah, it's good for that. It's good for allergy season.
Yeah, but
now that you say it, I need some halal's red sauce.
I'm saying, you know what? Why don't we just take a quick trip to New York City in maybe like a week or two and get some halal, guys?
Before we move into our snack review section, I would like to plug a place that I've been going to a lot, and actually it's not too far from Carlos. It's called Tony Boy's Sandwich House.
Yes. Yes.
This place, it's a king among sandwich places.
Like subs?
Great portions, subs, heroes. They have a bunch of stuff. I've been getting their chicken cutlet subs, and these are some of the best chicken sandwiches I've ever had. It was a small location. Now they're starting to franchise, or they're expanding a little bit.
Yeah.
They give you fantastic portions at good prices. So as we, kind of shit on the big guys a little bit, I want to give some props to some of these up-and-comers that are still providing value to people and giving them good food.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually had them maybe 3 years ago at their Madison location because, I used to walk with one of my clients there, and I would see it, and I was like, oh, I'm interested. And then one day, my client and I wanted to get dinner, and I suggested Tony Boy's. I got it. And you know what? I'm going to piss off a lot of Philadelphians, but our Philly cheesesteaks are way better. And Tony Boy's is probably one of the best places to get a Philly cheesesteak. I will say it. I will die on this hill.
They are good.
I don't care who wants to fight with me. I don't care. Our Phillies are way better.
Right. I never had a good cheesesteak in Philadelphia, I don't think. Not that, there probably exists.
Honestly, let's say that New York and Philly used to be the best place to get pizza and a cheesesteak.
That was never
New Jersey's in the center. I think over the last couple decades, we've just amalgamated the best of both of those and have become the best at all.
It just comes down to marketing, even in the States, because, Jersey was always a joke. We're like, oh, it's the armpit. It's disgusting. It's trash. Man, New Jersey freaking has everything. It is actually listed as like the third best state, like overall. And honestly, like if I want pizza, we can literally go anywhere. There's like 15 pizza places per town. And
they're all fine to great.
Yeah.
It's not excellent.
Not going to lie, like I have yet to have like a Pizza Hut, Domino's, or what's the other one? Papa John, like over here in like the last like 5 years, because I would much rather go to a family-owned restaurant, order maybe 3 to 5 boxes of pizza, depending on how many people are coming over. And
damn, dude,
it might be just a little bit more expensive, but like once again, you're paying for the quality, the taste,
quality ingredients.
You're not.
And it's kind of sad because like I remember like they would be like, oh, the state with like what's the best pizza in your state, and like people would be like, oh, it's Domino's, or oh, it's Pizza Hut. Then you go to New Jersey and New York and you have unnamed places because they were saying that these family owned spots are just better.
On that note, actually, it reminded me that there's a pizza scuffle going on right now that we could touch on while we're on the subject. But did you guys hear about this? New Haven, Connecticut is trying to declare themselves as the best pizza in
I don't even need
country.
to go and know what. Based on
I was told that too, and I'll give them maybe third place.
They have good pizza. They do have good pizza. Also, like, I mean, maybe I'm biased. You have to really screw it up to, to have shit pizza. But they're definitely in the top 3. Number 1, I don't think so.
No, once again, like, it's very, it's very hard to fuck up pizza. I've had terrible pizza and tasteless pizza, but like,
it happens.
It's, I don't know, maybe I'm also biased because like I got to the point where like I don't trust eating the pizza in other states. Like I went down to Delaware many years ago and I refused to touch the pizzas there because I'm sorry, but Delaware has the worst food I've ever had.
Chicago is pretty good, but that's
I was gonna say maybe
I've never been to Chicago, but I would definitely want to try their deep dish and tavern style pizza or thin crust pizza. I don't want to piss off those.
That's the thing. The real Chicago does the tavern style, kind of like it's similar to the style we get. It's theirs is a little bit crispier.
Crispy.
I mean, the deep dish is good too. So I'd probably put that third and Connecticut fourth.
I mean, until I've tried both, I don't know. Like maybe one year I'll go to Chicago and try.
Or we could golden. I forget what it's called. I think it's like Golden Belly or something, where you could get Lou Malnati's shipped in.
I brought those frozen. Those travel well. Those are really good.
We could always put in money and order some deep dish to Jersey, and we could do it for an episode or something.
Yeah, they're probably not even.
I'm not opposed to any of these ideas.
That's how good they were. I did bring 2 back that time I went.
I liked going to the location because they also had some stuff on tap that you can't really get anywhere else. And having
I had a really good salad there.
Those restaurants are also really nice.
With like a buffalo chicken watermelon thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we need to do an on-location thing.
Yeah, I'd rather like go visit the locations because I've had a lot of good things. I remember a couple of years back I was telling you guys I had a lobster roll, but you know how more people say that they have like the cold ones with like mayonnaise. I had a nice hot toasty one with butter, and oh my goodness, I still think about it to this day. I know where it's located. It's a bit of a drive, but like I am willing to make that trip up to Connecticut to get it.
I'll say the most sacrilegious thing when it comes to lobster rolls. The best lobster roll I've ever had wasn't here, wasn't Connecticut, wasn't Rhode Island, wasn't Maine. It was in Epcot. In the United States section of Epcot, I had the best lobster roll I've ever had. It was perfect.
Would they pull it out of his frozen head?
It was so good.
Was it the cold lobster roll, or was it the hot one?
They had both. They had Maine style and they had Connecticut style. I had both.
Hold up. So hey,
I think I burnt at least a day's worth of work. Don't ask.
Okay,
it's probably pricey, and I'm pretty sure.
I think they were comparable to like how much you would pay anywywhere, though.
Oh, so
I think they were both like $25 a piece.
Okay, that's not. Okay, that's a little. It's not great.
But that's how much they are everywhere.
But Joey, didn't you say that you wanted to go to Epcot next year, possibly?
I do. Even if that's the only place I go to in
if
Florida.
If we just go to Epcot, I would do that.
Listen, if we're going
I'm trying to get Caroline on board.
I'm doing a day to go to.
I think she wants to do Epcot too. Yeah, well, that's what I want to do. I want to do Epcot and then do Hollywood Studios and go to Galaxy's Edge because they also have great food.
Listen,
they have great food. And go into the cantina. They have great drinks too.
Listen, if you bring your girlfriend, I'll bring mine. We can make it a big full family trip.
Yeah. Maybe, all right, tune in. Subscribe if you want to see us go to Epcot. We need subs so we can afford these trips, y'all.
He's going to eat the cookie. We're going to go to Epcot. It's going to be
he's going to have to eat the cookie. We're going to
hold up. If we get 100 views on this episode, I will eat the cookie. I will video.
This is only our third episode, so I don't know if we're going to get 100.
Yeah, that's why I said if we get 100.
Work a little harder there.
Okay, I'll cut it in half. 50.
How many years will it take to get to the 100? Does it matter?
How many years will it take off your life?
You should buy the cookie now, save it, and then when this episode hits 100, then you eat it. Whether it's
all right.
in a month, in 2 months,
realistically,
2 years.
You think I'm going to buy a cookie and save it? Do you not know who I am?
I know who you are. Buy 2 cookies then.
This guy wants me to die. This guy wants me to die.
Why would you do both of them?
You know what? 50 views.
Discipline.
Or 50 listeners. I don't know how we're doing.
50 now.
No. Only in fairness, because I think 100 for our following, because we're still kind of small. 50, I think, is more reasonable.
Why don't we end this right now and you just go eat a cookie? It's what you want.
Bro, it's like,
take us live to go eat a cookie.
Man, you know what? Maybe, guess what? Maybe on Saturday. Not saying there's anything special going on this Saturday, but maybe I'll do it then.
I got some of our sound effects out. Boy. I just remembered I had them.
That's a long one.
All right, guys. So we're going to move into the final segment of the show. We're going to try some snacks for you, whatever we have.
Oh, snack reviews, snack reviews. I'll give you a shot. Why not? Oh, snack reviews, snack reviews. Let's see what pleasure you bring on to you.
So, who wants to go first? Carlos, what do you got?
I don't really have anything because I was just going to talk about my Portugal story, and I was just looking at the Subway cookie calories. It's only 1440. That's not that bad. I thought it would have been much worse.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Bro, have you ever gone to freaking Crumble Cookie? They're way smaller and they are just as calorically dense.
Okay. We need to rate it in over here.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
All right. So, no snacks. Carlos ate enough when he was in Portugal. We'll give him a pass. You want me to go? I'll go next.
Oh, you have something?
So, I have, this is fairly new, but I have the Magic Spoon birthday cake. I think this came out maybe a month or 2 ago. I might be.
You better have milk. If you don't have milk, I don't know what
I'm
we're
going to
doing
eat
here.
I'm going to eat it by hand because I don't have milk sitting here while we're doing the show.
Get up and go get some milk.
Look at that. Look at those numbers. 0 sugars, 4 net carbs, 13 proteins.
Nice.
Just 13 proteins.
Just 13.
I love Magic Spoon. I bought like 6 boxes. I know they're a little pricey, but I think they're worth it. It's better than eating a lot of other junk, you know?
Yes,
so
I can attest. Joey gave me a box of the chocolate ones, and I finished it in like 2 sittings because I had to stop myself.
Are they normal? Is it like a normal size box?
No, they're a bit smaller.
They're definitely smaller. I actually emailed them and said, "Can you guys make bigger boxes? I'll pay a little bit more for bigger boxes because really, this is like 2 or 3 bowls, like medium-sized bowls, maybe." So, all right, I'm going to take a couple here. I'm just going to eat them dry.
Oh, going in dry,
great.
guys.
Smells like don't
great.
say that. Smells like
it smells like kind of like a cake, like cake icing. And then I just smell like the grains a little bit. So,
a little protein.
That's good. It tastes like a cupcake.
Like a birthday?
Yeah, it tastes like a birthday.
Very nice.
They look like that.
Oh, they're not like colored or anything. That's pretty good.
Oh, they have a little bit of sprinkles on them.
Little specks.
That's cool. Nice little blue one. Yeah, that's nice.
These are really good. My favorite one is the blueberry muffin, and then the chocolate one is also very good. And then I also got the
cookies and cream one.
I think
there's a cookies and cream. I got the maple waffle, which I haven't tried yet. I'm sitting on the shelf.
That sounds good. That really sounds good.
But they're getting pretty experimental with them.
That's nice.
I hope they do a pumpkin spice for fall or something.
You freaking pumpkin bitch.
I'm surprised they haven't.
They might have, but I haven't really been paying attention to them for that long.
No, they've been around for a minute,
Big
right?
fan.
Yeah, they've been around for a little bit. Maybe a couple of years, 2, 3 years. Maybe longer.
No,
these are really good.
Sure they've been around for at least like 5 or so years.
Well, they've gotten a lot bigger, I should say, than in the last maybe 2, 3 years. Because I see them all over the place. I heard about them on podcasts first, and then I ordered like 2 boxes, and now I'm kind of addicted to them. So, Magic Spoon birthday cake, I give it like 3.5 out of 5, I would say. It's
Accurate.
good. The blueberry muffin is the best one, and the chocolate one's really good. If you mix the chocolate with the peanut butter, even better.
Oh, that's always fun.
That's like a Reese's combination.
Yeah,
So that was good. Thank you, Magic Spoon. Not a sponsor, but we'll work together if you want.
Always welcome.
Listen, we're always
Anthony?
looking for sponsors.
So,
I'd love to work with Magic Spoon. I love their branding. I love their marketing. I'm gonna give them their props.
we should submit a mustard flavor.
Love the art design on the boxes and all this stuff. So I'm definitely a fan. It's no secret.
Very cool. Very
good
cool.
stuff. Good stuff. All right. What do you have?
We've got Jones Nuka-Cola Victory, which was a tie-in for Fallout. I don't know how we like tie-ins for television.
I meant to get some of those, but I haven't been able to. And I still want to try the Arizona ones. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I was going to say, your sound effects are like drowning you guys out.
But he loves it. But he just loves it.
We should probably put like headphone warnings for our audiences who use headphones.
All right. So now I'm going to save this cat because I might need that later.
Let us.
This is feeling very reminiscent of something else.
Give us the sniff.
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
You gotta make sure. I was told it's like a peach mango, and it definitely smells like a peach mango.
Ooh, I'm always on board with the mango.
Peach mango's good.
What was that face?
All pour in second sip.
I think he likes it. Mikey likes it.
Yeah, it's like a nice. I don't know if it's like peach mango. It's definitely peach. It's like a nice peach soda. Not too sweet. Good bubbles. You know, Jones is pretty good with the bubbles. And like I said before, we love a gimmick. Little irradiated.
Can we see? Can you give us a close up of the packaging?
Yeah.
Is there anything on the back, or is it just like pretty minimal?
Just it's like Fallout.
Nuka. Oh, okay.
You know.
Huh. Yeah.
It came in a little. I have a 4-pack. It's got a little Vault 33.
You just got that flavor. What do you remember? What other flavors they had?
No, it was just this for now, and then they said later on they're going to start doing other things, and then have like some kind of a cocktail guide. So I guess they'll maybe do like the sarsaparilla, or they didn't really.
Oh yes, please. All right, maybe we'll do like a Fallout snack app, or Fallout drinks at least.
Someone still has to watch the TV show.
I would give this like a 4 out of 5.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not as like intense as I expected, but it's definitely really good for peach soda.
Well, I don't think peach has ever been an intense flavor, and same thing with the mango. Like they've always been more neutrally, I would say.
Yeah, like it tastes like I'm sure there's no juice in it, but it tastes like there's like a real aspect to it. It's pretty impressive.
All right, cool. So 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 out of 5.
No. That's a 9 out of 10.
All right.
And 1 bottle cap.
One
We've
bottle cap.
reached that part of the show.
How much?
Not much. All right, folks.
The one you all should
the 1 hour
know.
mark. And I think we had a full episode. So I think we're going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Follow us on all the social medias. Cutting the Mustard. I think on TikTok we're actually Cutting the Musts or something like that because they screw up the nickname.
Isn't it Cutting the Mustard Pod on some?
Yeah, if they search Cutting the Mustard, they'll find us. Look for our little fighting figures. And we share stuff on other social media. We share things that we eat during the week that don't make it to the full episodes, and we share some stories there, and some news and stuff.
Yeah,
so thank you guys for watching.
We are Cutting the Mustard Pod on TikTok. And also keep in mind, if we get 50 listeners, viewers, whatever, how Spotify does it, I'll eat that cookie. I will videotape me eating the whole cookie without milk.
He's going to eat that cookie.
Why qualify it that way? Just have milk. Everybody go have milk now.
You're always saying that because your one account used to be It Was Milk.
That's a reference to it. Go have milk.
Now I'm going to be serious. Normally I don't have names and stuff, but I can imagine 2 people rewatching this whole podcast just so that they could see me eating that cookie. And one of them is definitely going to be my cousin, and the other one is going to be one of the few times. His name is Jeff. He will definitely be one.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff wants to be on the show, and I feel like maybe he would be a good guest at some point. So
we're gonna start getting some.
You hear that, Jeff? When you watch this, you're listening. You'll be one of our first picks. Just to let you know.
If you want to be a guest in the show and you like trying snacks, maybe if you're a snack influencer, let us know.
Open it up to the world at large.
Yeah, we could. We're already connecting with some snack folks over on the gram that might be interested in sharing their thoughts. Obviously, we're a little off the rails with the show sometimes, but it's all part of the thing.
But there are rails.
You guys, there are rails. As best as we can. We have
man, we're like the Empire. No rails. No railings. None of that.
Do you guys want to share places where they could follow you individually? Online?
I'm not that active on my social media accounts, but I am on Instagram and TikTok. So,
Silos PT?
Yeah, Silos PT, I believe, is for both of them. I will tell you in just 2 seconds.
Website on Instagram, if you like pictures of trash, almost literally.
Silos_PT for Instagram and CLopes6891 on the TikTokies.
Oh, he's got the hookups, I see. Isn't that banned? Aren't we not allowed to use that?
Not yet.
Please, it ain't going to be banned.
We'll see. Aunt Wets?
What's Aunt? I don't know why.
On the gram?
Yeah, but there's nothing there for anybody. You like the moon?
Yeah, people like the moon. And I'm Joey Pedros pretty much everywhere. I think TikTok, I'm Joey in space. I think that
sounds right.
It's the only different one.
Is there an underscore?
Joey in space.
No. Basically, thank you. Nice. That's exactly how I imagined it when I wrote it.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like some.
It sounded like an old sci-fi broadcast. Joey
it sounds so familiar.
Space.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is a thing. I don't know. Maybe I still know. All right, guys. That'll be the show. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. This was Cutting the Mustard.
Bye.
Bye.
That was it?